Okay, so Acts chapter 2, verse 31. Put my glove on. Acts 2:31. It's continuing. He, seeing this before, spake of the resurrection of Christ, that his soul was not left in hell, neither his flesh did see corruption. Right? Because David was given the visions and the knowledge of prophecy, right? He was moved by the Holy Ghost to write the Psalms in the scriptures. So he knew that he wasn't left in hell because he did that work from the foundation, and he knew his physical body was not going to stay in the grave either. Right? He wasn't left in hell, and his flesh did not see corruption. Right? So, just making that clear. He's like, no, he was prophesied he was going to go through this, and then he's going to at some point sit on the actual throne of David on this earth down here. And then verse 32. This Jesus hath God raised up, whereof we are all witnesses. He said, we're all witnesses. We are all witnesses. We witnessed firsthand the resurrection of Jesus Christ. There's no doubt about it. It happened. And then verse 33. Therefore, being by the right hand of God exalted, and having received of the Father the promise of the Holy Ghost, he hath shed forth this, which ye now see and hear. Right? He said, all this is coming about is we're the witnesses to all this. Right? And this is the promise of the Holy Ghost. That Jesus said, go wait for the Holy Ghost to come upon you. He said, this is all coming to pass. Right? In verse 34. For David is not ascended into the heavens, but he saith himself, the Lord said unto my Lord, sit thou on my right hand. Right? So that's reiterating. He said David has not ascended. So his body's still in the sepulcher. So that he wasn't resurrected, resurrected to life in the glorified body like Jesus at Jesus' resurrection on the third day. And no one, we don't even know if he was even, who was resurrected, because it says many came out of the graves, right, and showed themselves. But it doesn't tell us who those people were. It just says many. But he's saying right here, no, David wasn't ascended. He's still in the grave. So the first resurrection, the rapture, didn't happen back then. And then verse 35. Let's continue. Because in 34 it says, sit thou on my right hand. And then 35, until I make thy foes thy footstool. Right? He's telling them. Because that's when he's referring to the millennium, when he rules and reigns. And all his enemies on the earth is going to be defeated. He's going to rule the world. He's going to take over the world from the Antichrist, Satan, and have him bound for 1,000 years in the bottomless pit. And Jesus is going to rule and reign for 1,000 years on David's throne. And then verse 36. Therefore let all the house of Israel know assuredly that God hath made that same Jesus whom you have crucified, both Lord and Christ. Right? He said, not only was he the Messiah, to do the work of redemption, but now he's Lord and Christ. He's everything. He's going to actually, he did the work of redemption, but he's actually going to come down as Lord, King of Kings, and Lord of Lords on the earth, and rule and reign for 1,000 years physically on this earth.